is up, Panther Nation? So this past Thursday, we took on the Jacksonville Jaguars in the all-important third game of the preseason. Really, the story all week had been the much-anticipated return of Super Cam, who's coming off off-season shoulder surgery, and I could feel the collective sigh of relief after Cam made his first throw to run CMC as Newton looked sharp and the offense was firing on all cylinders. Of course it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, as there were parts of the game that had fans raising their eyebrows. But don't worry, we'll get into it all in this week's edition of 2 Up, 2 Down, where we take a look at two players whose stock is trending upward and two, well, not so much. Let's get it started with a repeat offender who literally had fans outraged on social media. Stock down. Derrick Anderson. Yes, the veteran quarterback makes it back onto the list after yet another abysmal performance. He's thrown a pair of interceptions and no scores over these last 2 games, along with the completion percentage of about 50%. Though those stats don't really illustrate the inconsistency that's plagued the 13-year passer as of late. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got a quarterback controversy. All eyes will be on Joe Webb next week in a game that could see him overtake Anderson as Cam's backup quarterback. So next up, we've got a surprise riser who many have written off after a rocky rookie season. Stock up. Zach Sanchez. 2016 5th-round pick Zach Sanchez had mostly been known for one thing: fighting receivers' dust. You see, he was a dust vacuum. It is high in protein, but on Thursday, the former Sooner showed that he may be hungry for a roster spot as well. Sanchez was stellar in coverage all game, making 2 pass deflections and capped it all off with an incredible interception in traffic. I was impressed. I didn't think he had it in him. If he continues to improve his consistency, look for Sanchez to be a contributor early on, especially considering the Panthers are eyeing a Week 5 return for newly drafted nickel and beloved Halloween kid, Corn Elder. That was corny. Okay, I'm done. But having strong depth behind Captain Marlin may prove incredibly important down the line. So our next loser isn't a Panther, or on any team for that matter, but realistically should be. Stock down. Colin Kaepernick. The biggest name in football this offseason has yet to play it down, despite being more talented than the majority of backup quarterbacks and even a handful of starters. This is especially dubious when looking at the likes of Jacksonville, Cleveland, and the New York Jets, all of which would improve at the quarterback position with the addition of Kaepernick. Even our Panthers would enjoy an upgrade from Derrick Anderson.
That's fine.
Of course, this all began when the 29-year-old passer took a knee during the national anthem for multiple games last year. He claimed his actions were due to the lack of accountability after multiple people were slain by law enforcement without posing a direct threat. Most of these in impoverished areas and predominantly African American. Kaepernick has since been largely blackballed by the league, whose owners either seem to be afraid of the monetary backlash of signing a controversial figure, or personally disagree with Kaepernick's protest. Either way, it is a bit ironic that in a league full of domestic abusers, illegal gun owners, and even Cincinnati Bengals, that the line is drawn at a relatively peaceful protest. Nevertheless, as the preseason nears an end and teams begin to name their starting quarterbacks, Kaepernick's stock continues to fall. Well, next we have our biggest winner, whose stock is most improved. And trust me when I say, everyone has been anticipating the return of our #1 riser. Stock up. The first team offense. Our first drive of the game was a thing of beauty. Of course, many were fixated on the return of Cam Newton, who hadn't played an in-game snap since his off-season shoulder surgery. While he made 2 nice throws reassuring fans with that signature zip, the real beauty was the offensive line making gaping holes for the running backs. Almost every play had our first team offensive line absolutely obliterating the competition in an impressive fashion. Watching Jonathan Stewart and Christian McCaffrey capitalize on these holes and even produce extra yardage gets me pumped for our potential this year. I mean, this squad has the potential to produce the greatest rushing season in Carolina history. Certainly the Rivera era. The acquisition of Matt Khalil and the extension of Trey Turner seems to have paid off, and I'm sure it'll make Quicksilver McCaffrey's transition much smoother and far more productive. I genuinely cannot wait to see what we can do. Well, that is all we have for you today, Panther Nation. If you liked this video and maybe you want to see some more Carolina content, well, like this video. And don't forget to subscribe to The Brothers Blue to stay up to date with all of our videos. You don't want to miss out. Also, be sure to answer our question of the day in the comments section. Is it time to move on from Derrick Anderson? Why or why not? Let's get the discussion going. I will see your beautiful faces soon. Stay blue, my friends.
Keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
Damn it.
Keep pounding.
The only thing I don't like about the Brothers Blue is that they might take listeners away from the Carolina Panthers radio network.
Welcome to the Brothers Blue.
Welcome to your game analysis, and here are the Brothers Blue.
Hey, what's up, Panther Nation? This is Austin Duke.
Hey.
Keep pounding.